Assistant Secretary of State for Legislative Affairs in the Obama administration. Joel, good morning.
Good morning,
I was a
Kasie.
little bit surprised to see how direct President Biden was there about this. This does seem to now be the fulcrum question, whether or not they are going to strike Iranian nuclear sites in Iranian territory as retaliation for what happened. How do you understand the political debate around this that's going to ultimately drive the decision?
Yeah, this is the big question right now. Will Israel respond tactically or strategically? And if they make a strategic move, that means going after the nuclear sites. And the political debate here clearly is one of hold your breath until the election in November. And so that means I believe that, frankly, you're not going to see much daylight, regardless of what Israel chooses to do, between how the United States responds and how the Israelis execute their plans.
Well, but if they were to go after these sites, wouldn't that put daylight between the U.S. and Israel immediately now?
That would put daylight, but you're also going to see, frankly, with Israel, a decision that they're going to make on their own for their own security. And the question then, of course, is will the U.S. get dragged into it or not? And I think that's where the president's trying to tap the brakes on it. But in Israel, and this is the big picture in Israel right now, is that these are heady days. What you have across the board in Israel is a significant amount of support for the prime minister that we have not seen in years. His poll numbers are going up. He's increased the size of his coalition. Outside voices who have opposed him are saying he should go for these nuclear sites. And we're coming up on October 7th anniversary of 1 year. And I think that's what the Israeli leadership is weighing right now. Is this the moment to go strategically? But there could be significant fallout. Nonetheless, the United States, we are committed to supporting Israel's security and defense. And that means, like what we saw over the last couple of days, shooting down missiles in a response if Iran does choose to do another one.
How do you think the fact that we are 33 days to our election affects the decision making in Tel Aviv?
I think it is absolutely part of the decision matrix. It's not just about what can Israel hit militarily inside Iran. It's what will the global response be. And clearly, with the president right now in the saddle, in control, watching this, he is giving enough support to Israel that Israel feels that it has a window now. And that's when the prime minister is calculating, can he have this window now where there will not be much political pushback in the United States against any action? You know, when Netanyahu chose to be aggressive into Lebanon and southern Lebanon with the pager attack and then the bombing of Nasrallah, there was no daylight. And I think that's the sort of the test. And he passed, from his perspective, he passed that test. And I think he's going to continue to view this as an area where there will not be any daylight.
Yeah, briefly, do you think they're going to do it? You think they're going to strike Iranian nuclear sites?
I think there's a huge temptation to go and do it. But the caution is actually being effective. And that's the other critical moment here. There was an attack by Israel a couple weeks ago in Syria where they went in and they blew up a major missile production facility, but they had to go on the ground. So it's not just a simple throw a couple bombs and it's over dynamic. And that's where the security planners in Tel Aviv are going to be looking at that and saying, if we want to be effective and do this, we need to really go on the ground and we need to be much more aggressive and assertive. And that's where they may get delayed, not because of American politics, but more because of the operational difficulties associated with attacking those sites.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, Joel Rubin for us this morning. Joel, very
Thanks,
grateful
Kasie.
to have you. Thank you very much.